we get on, people? Luke here from LAGFX. We are back today with a new Sunday sessions video. If you guys are new to this series, it's where we choose a few pairs that we feel hold good potential for the coming week. We break down some of the analysis we have performed to give you guys a better understanding on how we are looking at tackling these markets. If you're going to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or queries with regards to the analysis that I go through today, then please leave them down in the comments below. So the first pair I'm going to go over in today's video is the Euro US dollar market. So as you can see here, we do have a higher time frame demand zone that we'd love to see price trade down and into in order to give us a trading opportunity. However, price has recently traded us down and into this area of demand here and is showing quite good signs of a rejection to the upside. If we go down to the 1 hour time frames, we do want to see some kind of confirmation that price is ready to put in a new impulsive wave to the upside. And I'm not saying price hasn't delivered us with that, but we haven't had any relevant breaks in structure. Now, as we go down on time frames, we can see that price is really respecting these areas of demand. If we just mark out this hidden order block here, we can see that price traded perfectly down and into this before taking us higher in the market. So do I see this market potentially going long next week? Absolutely. What I do want to see is price trade down and into this 30-minute hidden order block to give us the opportunity to get involved in this market with a refined entry. We'd simply be waiting for price to trade down and into this, break structure fractally to the upside, and then that's when we would be looking to get involved. Now, do I still have this as a higher time frame target? Absolutely. But price is showing signs that it's respected this area. Enough demand has been absorbed into the market to give us that flip in the S&D balance. So I'm going to set an alert here just above this zone, and I'll be waiting for price to trade down and into this later today before potentially looking to take this market long. Now, as we know, a position would be placed something like this. I'd be tempted to place a stop loss a few pips below the zone we get involved from, and then we could look to set our take profit just below the last highs that were created. Why? Because we're under the presumption that price is going to break these highs anyway to create a new higher high. So by setting our take profit just below this, kind of guarantees that our take profit can be achieved. And this would deliver us with some crazy returns. Now, should price pick up supply from any of these areas here and encourage price to then trade lower, that's fine, because we'll be applying safety measures to avoid taking any losses from the long position we place here. And we'll be looking to take partials as well, just to bank those profits. With it being such a refined entry, we are able to make a lot very quickly. So these are the two areas I have in mind for this coming week. We have this area of demand here and this area of demand here. But that right there is my analysis for the Euro US dollar market. Heading over to the Great British Pound to the US dollar, we want to see a different type of movement with this pair. Understandably, the US dollar is quote with both, so we would expect them to correlate. However, we are anticipating that price does continue to trade us in a bullish way, up and into this area here before a move to the downside. So we are expecting bullishness towards the start of the week, but maybe on the latter end of the week, we're expecting price to then take a move to the downside. Now, my reason for this is because with this recent hike that we've had to the upside, we have then seen price really break down, creating some new lows. And what we're seeing at the moment is price actually correct itself to the upside. And I feel this is to set a lower high before going on to set a new lower low. Now, this right here is a larger correction within the higher time frame scope of this market. So overall, we are expecting price to continue in a bullish way. However, this right here is a corrective wave within the higher time frame scheme of things. As you can see, we have a low, a higher low, a high, a higher high. So we're following the laws of bullishness. We're simply getting involved in the corrective wave within the higher time frame scheme. So very quick and very brief analysis here on the Great British Pound to the US dollar. I'm simply wanting to see price continue to correct itself up and into this area before trading goes lower longer term. Okay, heading over to the Great British Pound to the Japanese yen. This market is quite evidently bullish, has been for a very long time. We've recently seen structural breaks to the upside to suggest that the new impulsive wave is ready to take place. So I have gone ahead and marked out two key areas. This one here is a daily hidden order block that I'd love to see price trade back down and pull back into before continuing to trade us higher. And then we also have a lower time frame hidden order block here as well that we could also see price trade down and into over the course of the next few weeks. Now head back down to the daily time frame, you can see that we have a lot of liquidity here, a lot of pressure around this area. So price pulling back down and into this. I can only imagine those who have shorted the market are going to be removing those orders, and those that are ready to place buys will be entering in at this area here. So I think this is the key area to be looking out for. It's just a case of setting our alerts, waiting patiently before getting involved in this market. But I truly believe price is ready to take off and go on and set some new highs, surpassing the highs that we have set here. So should we enter in on this market from this area, given that we are delivered with the confirmation we need, a trade may look something like this. Our take profit could be set just below the previous high. And as you can see, we walk away with a very generous risk to reward ratio. But again, that's my analysis for the Great British Pound to the Japanese yen. Very quick and brief, I know. It's all that's really needed for this pair. Now finishing off on the US dollar Swiss franc. As we all know, I had this area marked out, this area of demand. I was expecting price to actually trade down and into this before taking a move to the upside. However, we have seen that price has actually broken this area of demand. Price has traded below this, absorbed this area of demand, and has continued to trade as lower. Now, respectably, this area that we have marked out is a fair value gap. Should we change this around and move it down to this here, this would be considered an order block. Price has just traded down and into this. So there's one or two things that can happen here. Obviously, price can go up or price can continue to go down. What I've gone ahead and done is marked out an area here of interest that price may come to trade up and into. I've actually refined this area. Price may come and trade up and into this, as this is kind of the neckline as to where price broke structure to the downside. So this could be seen as a break and retest. Okay, this could also be seen as a continuation in bearish structure, trading into a large area of supply. Right, so price may trade up and into this area here, absorb supply, given enough to actually break structure to the downside, giving us that S&D flip, and then trade us lower, right? So this could be a potential trade that we see next week, and one that I would be looking to get involved in. Either that, or price completely absorbs this zone, trading through it, using it as a basis of demand, breaking structure to the upside, and then obviously that's when we would then look to get involved in this market. So a potential buy opportunity may look something like this, right? So this would be considered our break of structure here. Price then pulls back to trade down and into this, acting as a break and retest to the upside. We then have a higher time frame corrective wave. Some may say, oh, well, this is a break of structure to the downside. No, this is just a large corrective wave, because if we look at this here as a higher time frame scope, we're simply having a impulse, correction, impulse. Okay, so it's important that we understand the multiple time frames and the structure within the structure of the markets. So we'd have our break of structure to the upside, price would pull back to trade down and into a large area of demand like this, and that's when we'd be looking to buy into this market. So again, it's very important that we are patient this coming week and we wait to see how price reacts to this area here. Should it give us the opportunity to go short, best believe I'll be getting involved. If price absorbs that zone and uses it as leverage to push higher, then I'll also be looking to take advantage with a long position. Now, that is going to summarize my Sunday sessions video. Quite quick and brief on the pairs that I've gone through today. As I said, the markets didn't really deliver me with very much last week. I was quite busy with some personal matters as well, so I wasn't actively looking at the markets. However, I'm looking to be more active this week, and I'm hoping that the markets can deliver us with some trading opportunities. Now, as I said at the start, if you have gone on to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or queries with anything I've gone through today, please leave them down in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in our next Sunday sessions video.